The Seahawks are looking to bounce back into the win column when they take the field this Sunday against the New York Jets. What's going on? Jackie Montgomery with your Week 14 game preview. Well, the Jets sit at 0-12, still looking for their first win of the season after losing in the final seconds on a Hail Mary touchdown pass in their last game. As for the Seahawks, well, they sit at 8-4, and they're looking to get back into the win column after a disappointing loss themselves to the New York Giants.
Getting ready to get back on track, big deal for us. We got to get ourselves ready to start this fourth quarter getting off on the right foot. It's a really important week for us to do that. It takes all of the focus and all of the consideration you would normally think for championship matchup, and that's what we're doing. That's how we're going to go about it.
The 2018 third overall pick, Sam Darnold, is at the helm of the Jets offense. New York has struggled to get much going on offense this season and sit last in the league in total offense and points scored, averaging just 15 points per game.
They're trying to get the ball out fast. I think they, rely a little bit on their run game. I think that's kind of starts it off, allows them to kind of, have him move around the pocket a little bit to, get it to those guys. But I definitely feel like their offense starts with the run game. So, if they're watching last week's film, I would be surprised if they didn't try to come out and establish the run a little bit before they start throwing the ball. But, I think that's how I think he performs well. I think it's like any offense. Once the running game is good, and then you can open up the passing game. And so I think that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to get the ball out of his hands quick. He has some playmakers that he can throw and take shots down the field, which I think they'll try. But I think this offense is going to start with the run game.
The Jets' run game has been the main power source, averaging 107 yards per game. 37-year-old Frank Gore leads the team in rushing, but the 16-year veteran left their last game with a concussion, making his availability unknown. In his place, Ty Johnson and Josh Adams got the bulk of the carries, helping the team hit over 200 rushing yards in a game for the first time since 2018.
I think last week against the Raiders, they had their best rushing yard percentage or whatever. They look pretty good on tape. They got some good guys up front blocking for them, some good downhill running backs. So it's going to be a challenge again this week, and, we're ready for it.
The Jets' total defense ranks near the bottom of the league, but they have been strong up front with stopping the run. However, there are a lot of question marks surrounding the Jets' defense after the team fired defensive coordinator Greg Williams on Monday after a questionable play call that led to their Week 13 loss.
There's uncertainty, obviously, with us not knowing, how Frank will call the game. What I see from them is a very, very good front four. Very disruptive. Williams is playing at a high level. He's very disruptive. Franklin Myers is, again, very disruptive. They get on guys' edges. They knock people back. They collapse the pocket. Their front is really, really good. They're obviously young in the secondary, very young in the secondary, but we don't really know. And when you don't know, what you do is you go again with things that you're good at and core plays that we own, and we feel great that we can run against no matter what they do.
Well, the Seahawks offense struggled to really get going last week against the Giants, but Russell Wilson thinks it's a quick fix that can be done moving forward.
And I think it's us just playing really crisp football. I think it's us being really sharp, us being detailed, execution, and us believing in who we are, what we've done in the past, and who we're going to be moving forward.
For the Seahawks, their energy level and focus is way up as the team hopes to get back on track after the frustrating loss last week to the Giants.
We just got back to our focus point. I feel like we kind of eased up off the gas a little bit, and now as everybody's locking back in, I feel like everybody's still, because we always been practicing hard. I just feel like we let that game kind of get the best of us, and we came in taking the team lightly. That's just being totally honest. And, it's some teams that, in this league, you can lose to anybody. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter they lost every single game. You can lose to anybody in this league if you don't play right. And I feel like we took that game lightly, and I feel like the focus point now is just refocusing, treating every team the same, treating it like a championship game like we continue to preach about. We just got to live by it. So when it comes to practice habits, everybody been the same. Everybody been practicing their butt off like we've been doing. It's just when we come to the game, we just got to continue to keep that same mindset, that same focus, and understand this is still a championship opportunity. We got everything in front of us that we want, and we just got to win it one game at a time, and that's the part that we got to get back to. So that was the focus point this week.
Another storyline to keep track of is Jamal Adams. This is the first time the Spitfire safety will play his former team who drafted him with the 6th overall pick in the 2017 draft.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I would be lying if I said, wow, I'm not excited, or I'm about to play my old team, of course, right? But it's an even keel mindset. Like, I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm not trying to hype myself up. I'm not trying to go out there and prove that I can make this play and make that. Like, I was with them for 3 years. They seen me. They seen what I can do, right? And I have a lot of respect for a lot of the guys over there. They're going to be talking noise. I'm going to be talking noise. It's going to be a fun battle, man. I know their record might not show it all the time, but that's a ball club that never stops fighting. I can give you that. You know what I mean? And I know what type of character that defense especially is gonna go out there, and I know what they're gonna do. It's gonna be exciting, man, just to see the guys again for sure.
I think he's treating it the same. If he is treating it different, he hasn't really spoken about it. I think we just trying to focus on one day at a time. We understand that he spent some time there and probably want to make sure he beat them. So we'll do our best to make sure that happens.
Well, the Seahawks have won 3 straight against the Jets dating back to 2008. Kickoff is set for 1:05 p.m. Pacific. You can watch it live on CBS.